slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Welcome everybody to Off the Cuff. I'm Adam Banks, and welcome to another episode covering the NBA. So I, of course, got my good friend Josh Bryant back in the studio with me. Josh, how's it going tonight?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me again. You know, it's always fun to come on the show.
You know, I could listen to that Space Jam song. I could have listened to that the whole way through, but I knew I had to come on and just interrupt it, man. But it was a good song.
What year was that?
1996,
1996.
man. I'm
okay.
golden at guessing ages, dude. The other day I was watching movies, man, like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, and everybody was like, "These were like 2001." I was like, "You're crazy." No, it was like 94. This one was 95.
Yeah.
And they pushed the info on the TV, and lo and behold, I was correct, dude.
Let's talk about the movie for a second. You want to?
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
It was amazing.
That was a great movie. Gosh, it was so cool to see Michael Jordan basically as like a superhero.
And Looney Tunes, dude. Just all that greatness in one movie. Like Michael Jordan, Looney Tunes, and basketball. And aliens from outer space, all in one for a kid, dude. That was the best movie ever for kids.
That was one of my favorite movies easily. Hands down.
And still to this day, it's still just a great film. Like, that's something I would want my kid to watch. Space Jam. Space Jam's
They need to do something again. You know, they need to do something, a remake kind of almost, to a degree.
No, Josh, leave it alone.
With different players.
No, leave it alone, man. Leave it alone. But
anyway, let's talk about the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, the NBA playoffs are still kicking it, man, but we're down to the finals. We got the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Josh, what do you think about it?
Oh, man, it's been an amazing first three games. LeBron is really come into his own and shown that he has still probably the best. I mean, he's not probably. Sorry, he is the best player still in the NBA. He might not get MVP, but because he does the same things he does every year, and people got a little bored.
Yeah.
But the man is averaging 40 points, 12 rebounds, and almost 8 assists. Last night he broke the record for most points scored in the first three games in the finals.
Yeah, dude, but I'm no stat guy like yourself, and I'm not going to take a book and read out of it like you are right now. But I'm just going to go on record of saying this. Steph Curry is better than LeBron James. And Steph Curry is going to win his first world title this year. Do you hear me? He is not out yet. I mean, this is the year for Steph Curry. Like, his daughter is in the public eye, man. It's now an American story. It's an American family. So it's now time for Steph Curry to take that slot of what Michael Jordan used to have, man.
Okay.
If there was going to be a Space Jam 2, it would star Steph Curry, ladies and gentlemen.
Trash talk has began.
Yes, it would star Steph Curry.
So, okay, good proposal. So earlier in the playoffs, Golden State was down 2-1 to Memphis, and then they won the next three, and they beat them 4-2. So, I mean, you have a good argument. You know, Golden State's been great all year. They're 67-15 in the regular season, which is just a silly number that hasn't been done probably since Michael Jordan's era. And they still look good, even though they haven't played good. They only lost each game very closely. 2 games went into overtime, and then Cleveland won the other night by less than 5.
So right now, Cleveland is up 1.
They are up 2-1, and I LeBron really wants it, and if he does do it, I'm not saying he's going to. I am cheering for him. He will add another note to his legacy, and people will be a little quieter.
If LeBron James wins this world title, he is I really think he's just going to kind of ride off into the sunset. I think he's going to feel like, okay, I've won titles. I won titles with the Heat. I finally won one in Cleveland. I feel like I've come full circle. I don't have nothing else to prove, and it'll kind of just, like I said, right out to the sunset, kind of play a few more seasons and just dip.
He might, right? I mean, you get a little bored, but the best players don't get bored, or they shouldn't.
Well, he's not the best, so that's why he can just ride off.
Currently in the NBA, as we disagree, he is the best, I think. But, it's been a great series to watch, like I said, and Green's not doing much, he's not getting it. Draymond Green, who almost got Defensive Player of the Year, is not getting the job done guarding LeBron James. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens Game 4 is in Cleveland, and I think Golden State wins it.
Do you think that the home court advantage and the being in the city of the fans, do you really think that has an effect on the
to a degree?
Team?
It does, maybe in the beginning, the first quarter, but if you're a great player, especially, you find your flow eventually. Okay, you're not going to let that disrupt you. You've been in an away city time and time again, but you know what? At the same time, the finals brings a whole different atmosphere than any other than the regular season. You know what? You're cheering even harder for your team. You're one of the only teams left in the playing. I mean, in
Yeah.
the season. I mean,
Yeah.
so you're on the sideline, and when someone's throwing the ball in, and there's 5 seconds left on the clock. In fourth quarter, and you're screaming in their ear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't no good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it does help more in the playoffs than it does in the season. But if the better teams overcome it and the better players don't pay attention to it.
Well, I mean, if Cleveland does end up pulling this off, which they won't because it is the year of the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry, but if LeBron does pull this off, do you think that the haters are going to stop hating
I think they will.
or quieten them?
They will to a degree, but you know what they're going to always bring up until he reaches that level is number of rings. That's always going to be a thing. You know what? You can't always define that as this makes one player better than the other. I mean, we've been talking about that for years. If we're going to talk about rings define winners, Bill Russell is the best. We all know that.
Right.
He has the most. Okay.
Right.
He almost has double what Michael has.
Right, and Bill Russell is not the best.
Yes, we all.
So,
do.
yeah.
He had 8.
Good point, Josh. Good point. I mean, that's a great.
That has got to
point.
stop being the definition of greatness. Almost. Another thing to take into consideration is MVPs. How much did this guy pass the ball when he was a player? You know what I mean? How many assists did he average or whatnot?
Well, now that you're finished, kissing all over LeBron James, I would love to get back to some talking about the playoffs, man. I thought you were a Laker fan, but anyway, the Golden State Warriors, man. I feel like that they are going to be that team.
Let's talk about why you think that. Give me
Okay.
3 reasons, and I'll give you 3 reasons why I think Cleveland's going to win.
Okay, one, I think they have the best player in the NBA. They have a guy who is amazing.
Okay.
Steph Curry's great. 2, they're the best offensive team in the league, dude. They got some of the best shooters, man. They got just a good offense, man. That's why the Golden State Warriors puts down buckets, man. And the third and the final reason, man, is because it's the year for the Golden State Warriors to win a title, man. It's that, I mean, they had been creeping upon this for years and years, and it's right. It's the year of the Golden State Warriors, man. Those are the 3 reasons.
Okay, so I'm going to match your first reason. You're going to say you got Steph Curry. Well, Cavs have LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's my first reason. Number 2, I'm going to name 3 players of why I think the Cavs win, and I'll give deeper detail with the players.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 is LeBron. 2 is Deladova because that man's just going to out-hustle you every play. And you know what? He's going to get that ball if it's a loose ball, and he's going to get it before you, okay? And and when you're not ready and you're tired, he's shooting and he's scoring, okay? When you're taking a breath, he's out there getting it. He's hustling, okay? So that's my number 2. And then 3 is almost the same thing, or another player with the same attitude as Tristan Thompson. He wants every rebound more than you, okay? He's going to get it before you. He's leading probably the series, in rebounds. If not, it's LeBron, but he's right behind him because he wants it more. These players want it a little bit more, I think, than Golden State because LeBron has something to prove, for one. He's come back home. He's promising titles pretty much, and he's still got a lot to prove because he went to Miami and won with superstars. 2, Deladova is a second-year rookie from nowhere who didn't get drafted.
Yeah.
Okay, so if this is make or bust pretty much. If he doesn't perform now, he might not have a team next year. Okay, and then 3, Tristan Thompson is ready for a max contract, or he wants a max contract, and he's going to be a free agent. So if he doesn't play well, he might go somewhere. And so they're all trying to prove who they are, and they want it a lot right now. Now, not to say Golden State can't do it.
It's going to be up in the air, man.
It's going to be great.
But
series.
it's gonna come down just to a couple more games. I mean, it's going to be a great series, and it's going to be a great turnout. Don't know what's going to happen.
Before we wrap up, I know you're thinking about it probably, but
I have just something I just want to say. But go ahead, Josh, as you
I was just
interrupt
saying we
me
should
as
talk
always.
about the draft for a minute before we finish. We'll end on it for a quick minute.
The draft, okay, that's a.
But go ahead with what you were going to say.
No, I want to talk about the draft right now.
Oh, okay.
I would love to talk about the draft. I think that the first pick of the draft is going to be Karl Anthony Towns.
And it should be.
And so that leaves the Lakers with the number 2 pick. Who are they getting?
I guess we're as of right now, from what I've heard, we are happy and excited to be taking Okafor pretty much at 2.
If anybody could screw up the Lakers pick,
Let's not think that way.
it
though.
could
Let's
be
positive.
Jenny Buss,
And they're
because she
thinking-
is the worst owner in the NBA. She is. I mean, she was a spoiled little brat that got handed a franchise that her daddy built, and now she's driving it to the ground. So she needs to take her rich, spoiled little cutie patootie and move out of the league.
So you would like to have a new owner?
Yes. I would love to buy the Lakers. I'm just saying. I mean, I think
We
I
can
could
do great
I
things.
think I could lead the Lakers into a huge, amazing
New era.
Yeah, I mean, and I would love to touch more on the draft, but we're going to do that in another podcast. But I wanted to talk about not only is the NBA great and the NBA Finals are great, but you know who else is great, Josh? It's the fans of Off the Cuff. And I really do appreciate our listeners, and they mean a lot to me. And especially, I wanted to dedicate this episode to Josh's dad.
Ah.
Yes, and I know his last name is Bryant.
Well, of course, thank you.
Gary is his first name. It was on the tip of my tongue. Gary Bryant. Man, that guy, Josh was telling me that Gary Bryant was listening, and that I didn't know much about basketball. Well, I'm just going to say, I know a little bit about everything. I'm a little diverse when it comes to sports, when it comes to comedy, movies, current events. I just know a little bit about everything. I'm not an expert, but yes, Josh.
Adam's defenses have gone up.
Yes, my defenses have gone up. But Gary, man, I just do appreciate you listening. So many people listen to the show, Josh. People from prison listen to the show. Did you know that? I
feel like you were telling me some kind of story earlier.
Well, Jordan's mom is the assistant warden or whatever, and she listens to the show. Her husband listens to the show. So, therefore, if the warden's listening to the show, man, I know she's got it playing on in the prisons, man. So,
Okay.
in the last episode, I gave a shout-out to the prisoners. I did, because they're doing their time, and that's, what they are supposed to do.
That's not fun. It's not easy.
It's not easy, man, and they're doing it, so, just...
Give them hope.
It is what it is, yes. May God's love be with them. But, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to the show. Josh, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me. As always, it's been a great time.
All right, and if you could also just bust us out with some Space Jam, it would be amazing, Mr. Producer. But, of course, my producer, who is always messing up my music,
Is ready.
is actually ready. Good. So play that song, Mr. Space Jam. We'll see you, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a great time.
Of course, I get the last word on the podcast, so we will see you, everybody.